All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a good day. I've been wanting to check out this video for a couple of days here, and it's from BTM Basketball Time Machine, the godfather of basketball YouTube. And this one is titled NBA Legends Admitting How Michael Jordan Destroyed All of Them. Yeah, you know I'm clicking on that video, and you know I'm going to watch it. Anyways, you guys, there's a gazillion stories out there that have been told, especially now we're in the podcast era. And the cool thing about that is we're getting all these cool stories about things we never even knew that were happening. You know, in-game situations where somebody trash-talked Jordan or something and it just went horribly wrong. And also just stories of people getting overly confident by playing against Jordan, getting the best of him for, you know, a couple of plays, a couple of shots, and then thinking, yeah, this guy's overrated, and then finding out the hard way what's really going down. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you guys will too. Grab some popcorn, some snacks, all that good stuff, and let's enjoy this. As I always do, you guys, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description. So if you want to check out BTM, which I highly recommend, I always highly recommend, go check out BTM's channel. I mean, well, I'm biased. I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for BTM. So me watching his stuff was what got me into YouTube basketball content, and I've never looked back. So anyways, you guys, without further ado, quickly I wanted to shout out members. Thank you, members. You also see a list of channel members in the description, as well as the link to this video. Everybody, please leave this video a like. It helps out a ton. And without further ado, let's do it.
You think was your welcome to the NBA moment? MJ.
Oh, Alonzo. Yeah, MJ made a point to dunk on Alonzo.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Burgess.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David, and I welcome you to your weekly dose of old school NBA basketball.
What up, Sean?
In today's episode, we're gonna look at his royal airness. I love that. I got that from Space Jam. Anyway, about Michael Jordan, we're gonna take a look at more NBA legends talking about Michael Jordan and how great he was. And I found a lot of new clips, so I'm very sure you guys are gonna enjoy it. But before we start, leave a like, subscribe to the channel,
Done.
and I would say, let's get right.
Done and done. I've only been subscribed to your channel for like 10 years. In fact, fun fact, I think I brought this up before, but I never had like a YouTube, what I want to say, I never had a login on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like I was just a guest viewer always. Until it was BTM, and I'm like, I need to subscribe to this. And then also Angry Video Game. What was it? AVGN. That one too. Angry Video Game Nerd. So these two things are why I was like, yeah, I need to subscribe to these channels. And I need to be able to like the videos to help them out.
Now the first clip that we're going to take a look at is from Michael Cage. If you don't know that guy, he used to play for the Seattle Supersonics and also for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The word I was looking for was account. I never had a YouTube account. It's old man brain.
Was a really, really good rebounder. And he had a story, or at least something to say, which you haven't seen before. Let's take a look.
Jordan moment.
You know, good question. Here's my Jordan moment. Maybe he wasn't Jordan to everyone else, but I played with Michael Jordan on the national team, 1983 Pan Am Games. We won the gold medal down in Caracas, Venezuela. He was my roommate that whole summer, and he was my roommate at the Village doing the Pan Am Games. And
nice.
The tryouts that we had the year earlier, where there was Charles Barkley, all these, you know, Karl Malone, John Stockton, you know, all these up and coming names. And there was this kid that everybody wanted to see over on court 3. Now I'm on court 1, there's court 2, court 3. And he said, "This is Jordan kid. You know, he's at North Carolina. You got to go over there and see him." I said, "I already know about him."
So he got his young then, when Jordan was young.
I'm like going, after my game is over, I'm going over to court 3 and see this guy. And I saw him play, and I just said, man, he is so far above the rest of us. Jordan, after every practice, said, I'm gonna play everybody one-on-one. And yes, he did. He played us all one-on-one after we had practiced for 3 hours, and he beat the whole team. And I knew at that moment, in 1982 at the tryouts and at the games in 83, this guy was going to be the truth, and he certainly was. Now, did we ever think he'd eclipse where he, got to? No, but I'm not surprised because he's handled that kind of fame and that kind of, success really well.
People always talk about Michael talking a lot of trash, but he didn't talk a lot of trash out there on the court. He was so focused on his job. Me and him really didn't get into any verbal matches because I knew, and being the player that I am, you don't want to get him riled up.
Yep.
He already come into play, but if you start talking noise to him, well, he's going to take his game to another level. I can remember, doing when he retired, and Scottie Pippen had a All-Star benefit game in Chicago, and he was having a hard time selling tickets. This is in 95, the summer of 95. And he talked Michael into playing. And as soon as he announced Michael was playing, the tickets sold out in an hour. And I can remember I'm on Michael's team, which I was thankful for that. I'm playing on his team, and Scotty called himself stacking the team against him. And he said before he went out, just give me the ball and move out the way. So he was on the court, and everybody gave him the ball, and him and Scotty was one-on-one for the majority of the whole game. And he lit Scotty up for like 55, 60 points. He's been playing baseball. He stepped out on the court, and he told Scotty, don't you ever be blank stack the team against me.
Yep, I love this story, you guys.
But that's,
By the way, how many of you have actually watched that game? I've watched that game a couple of times. Maybe I should, guys, remind me in the comments, because I'm going to forget when this is over. Remind me in the comments. I got to look for that game, and I think that would be a fun thing to react to. Let me know.
Get the wit is greatness. That's what made him great.
Is it really true he never knew what the score of the game was?
Well, I think he knew what the score was, but he made a conscious effort to always treat the game as if the game was always 0-0. It was such a unique perspective because Michael Jordan always wanted to play that possession, and he was trapped like in that moment. I mean, who goes out and you're up 20 and you're still playing a game if the score was tied? But he did that.
He would also bait young players into
it's true. That's why if you need him to stop, you just got to put him on the bench. Make him sit, because if he's out there, he's going full power.
The young guys, we had a thing in Chicago called silly fines. If we were up big, we would ask the younger players, the rookies, what's the score of the game? And then, of course, the rookie would look up and he'd tell the score of the game, and that was a silly fine. So he wanted to make sure that everyone else was engaged into the game as well.
Your legendary pickup game with MJ, man. How was that playing ball with the GOAT?
It was incredible. It was incredible because I'm from New York, so I pick up basketball is what we just take it serious. So that's all I know, is to work hard. So MJ, I idolize MJ. I got Defensive Player of the Year, and that's his number. That's 23. That ain't nothing but MJ, man. So,
sir.
And then when I was 19, we had these open runs, and you know how we play open runs. Some Andre Owens, he would love these runs. MJ, the problem with MJ is when he get the ball, he gonna score.
Yep.
So that's where you mess up by letting him catch it.
Yep.
So every time he would catch
these were those scrimmages where Ron Artest cracked Jordan's rib as well.
The scoring so in my head, I'm just like, I can't let this dude touch the ball. So he was posting me up one time, and I was trying to deny, and they had referees in open runs. So as I was trying to deny him, as I was denying him, I just moved his arm out the way.
Oh, here it is.
And then as I moved the arm, I hit him with my right elbow, and it hit him in his ribs.
Now, the funny thing is pay attention for the end of the story.
And then, his ribs, cracked his ribs. And then, so I seen him go like this, but I didn't think nothing of it. So I seen him holding it. So we go down, we miss a shot. MJ, give me the ball. MJ get the ball. He hold it, boom, come down, free throw line, game winner, and walk off the court. I'm like, damn, MJ, nice. At that time, MJ was killing. And he broke his rib. When I broke his ribs, he sat out 3 months, came back averaging 25. And I was telling people, if it wasn't for those 3 months off, he would average 35. he was killing him.
Right.
And you talking about all-stars is in the gym.
You know, just in between, this is the great thing about Michael Jordan. You have so many players from back in the days that always have new takes, new stories. So with MJ, it's pretty easy to always get some new material because there are just so many guys who have had bad experiences with the black cat. Anyway, that's another reason why you always see so many videos about NBA legends talking about MJ. So let's keep going.
Yeah, for
Jordan,
sure.
he really kind of changed the game, and no one ever says it, but here's what it is. Michael Jordan, if you say, what position did he play? He played the 2 position, right? Kobe Bryant, what position did he play? The late Kobe Bryant, what position did he play? Well, you would probably say he's a shooting guard. But here's the truth. He really played the 5 position, both of them. He was a center because they caught the ball below the free throw line probably 30 times, not probably, 30 or more times a night. They played from the post. Why was he a center? Because he understood the following principle. Penetration is a part of an elite team. That's why you play the game from the post.
Yep.
You have to get the ball to the post, right? You have to have a penetrating pass to get it there to where the players, now you can pass to the other 4 players on the floor. That's a fact. It's not this old school, new school thing. You have to tell it like it is. One, I saw a man.
It's not that. That's how you create your spacing. Get the ball down low. People have to trap in to the big man. You now have a possible 1 or 2 open shooters in a wing. Not this just pass it around the perimeter stuff.
37 tonight with hand checking. With hand checking. Now, I gotta believe, Scott, that's at least 8 more points on that without hand checking. I'm just saying I gotta believe.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Like he like I said, he may have been the guy, if he was playing along in this era to approach that.
You play with M and you coach with Phil. And,
by the way, I've been on my own time watching some BJ Armstrong, like podcast interviews, whenever he guests, and he tells some great stories, BJ does.
Work with Kobe. What's the difference between those two, in your opinion?
Oh, this is great.
Right hand.
Why?
Well, Kobe would be going to the line to shoot 2. MJ was going to shoot and 1. A lot of them knocks that Kobe had to shoot with 2 hands, when that knock would happen, MJ put that bad boy over here.
It's true. It's true, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the difference, huh? Okay.
I mean, Phil Jackson backs this one up, too. It's for real. That was one of the major differences.
I didn't hear that.
Man, I'm telling you, I done seen this brother make like he going to do a crossover, and you come on, man.
Yeah, that's a nit right there, bro.
Come on. And then you have that injured. I'm telling you, I was with MJ 4.5 seasons or whatever. Never lost a suicide.
Yep. You hear that? You guys, any of you actually play some basketball, like with a team? You guys remember suicides? It's man, that's a hard thing to say. You never lost a suicide, and this is somebody else saying it for him. That's insane. That's insane. I can't say that. I was always competitive, and I was number 1 more than I wasn't number 1. But sometimes, man, at the end of a practice, because we end practices like this. Sometimes they got no legs left, but MJ's still doing it.
Never.
That's just how competitive he is.
That's crazy.
Never. No.
For me personally, it is just so much fun to put these Jordan stories together because as a fan, I also like to see these type of videos, especially when it comes to clips that I haven't seen, but I also enjoy the classic clips. I don't know why, it never gets boring to me. And for me, I would love to hear some more stories from players who hardly go on television or on YouTube. There are so many guys where I know that they have had some great experiences, or for us as fans at least, but they never share their story. So I hope I get those guys to talk about it in the future. Anyway, you guys, that was it for today's episode. You have a good day. Take care and go.
Great video. Off the top of my head, where's Randy Brown at? I feel like he's got some stories to tell. Oh, man. But he's right. Sean's dead on. There's so many players that have gone head-to-head with Jordan or played with Jordan. And I'm thankful that a lot have come out and told their stories. But I feel like there's a lot more stories to be told. And I hope they do. Now that, YouTube has gotten more popular and, the podcast game has gotten more popular, I hope we see more of this in the future. People just coming out and telling stories. But I guess only time will tell. But I'll tell you what, I'll be around to watch them and react to them whenever they do. So you guys can look forward to that. Anyways, you guys, I don't know if I have like a favorite one or anything like that. It's kind of funny. He started with the MJ with the Alonso thing, but he didn't elaborate on it. But yeah, man, MJ with Alonso, like Alonso came in as like the block master. You know, like him, the Kembe, those guys they had a reputation of they're going for every block and they block everyone. And yes, Alonso did block Jordan, probably multiple times, but at least once. But Jordan made it a freaking point to go dunk on Alonso over and over and over again. And I loved it. I loved it because Alonso never stopped doing what he was doing. He didn't care if he was getting, I mean, obviously he cared, but it wasn't going to stop him for going for every block, because that's just who he is. But yeah, that's a fun story too. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to head out of here for the night. I will see you all in the comments. Everyone, please leave this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a peaceful night. You know, be good to your people, be good to your loved ones, be good to yourself, and most importantly, my friends, is to be water, my friends. Peace out.